Hello everyone. Yes, happy Sunday. Good afternoon. Are you able to see me and hear me properly? Please confirm. I can see here Riyanka, Space, The Alicious, Tushar, and many others who have joined already. Please confirm. Are you able to see me and hear me properly? Hello Rashi. Hello Koshiki. Good evening. So we'll start in a couple of minutes. Okay. Yes, thank you, Kanchan. Very good afternoon to all of you. On Sunday also you are taking class, isn't it tiresome? Array, not at all, Riyanka. Able to see and hear, fine, perfectly, fine. Okay. Very good afternoon to all of you, and I'm sure that many of you are already our students in various batches, and some out of you might be there who may not have yet joined our iQuanta batch for CAT 2025. Okay, मुझे ये बताओ आप में से कितने लोग who of you have appeared in the last year CAT 2024 में have you appeared in? Yes or no? You can comment your answer in the chat box. That is the only media through which we can communicate, right? आप में से कितने लोग क्या आपने CAT 2024 अटेम्प्ट किया था? Yes or no? Fast. Okay, Sagar has attempted. Tushar is the fresher one. Apurva has done. Navdeep, no. Satvik, yes. Sagar, yes. Kanchan, no. Kakara Saswini, yes. Jahir Sheikh, on. On matlab? I guess you want to say no. Yes, Sagar, I have seen your answer. Okay, there are many of you who would be appearing for the first time in CAT 2025, and some of you had already appeared. Okay, so quickly I will tell you just a brief introduction about what is CAT. So in the CAT is a written test. All of you know that. By the way, it is not written anymore. You need to just type your answers. Sometimes you need to choose your option, or you need to solve and type your answer. But for solving, certainly you need to write. So that's why, in a sense, I can say it is still a written test, right? And there are three major sections here, and the sections are quant. In general, we call it QA, quantitative aptitude or quantitative ability. And one we have this LRDI, logical reasoning and data interpretation. And more or less both of them are mathematical parts. So 2/3 part is mathematics and 1/3 part is English, verbal ability or verbal aptitude. Fine, it includes RC also. So sometimes it is known as VARC. ठीक है ना? So there are the three sections here, and in today's session we are primarily going to focus on this part of DI, which is quite important part. And as I have already mentioned that these two part more or less they belong to mathematics part, and this is you can say purely mathematics, although it is all logical only, but still it is mathematical in nature. It is a verbal part, it's English in nature, and it is a combination of both. It is a combination of both. So here also we are having these two things. One is LR and other is DI. So DI is bit more involving numbers. So it is having calculations, various kind of representations of data, which we are going to see today. And this LR is logical reasoning, which includes mainly puzzles, right? So over a period of time, CAT has evolved that much that in all three sections, you will find that logical thinking to be the prominent thing which is checked during through the exam. Yes or no? है ना? हाँ, बिना कुछ पढ़े आपने attempt किया था, this is fine. ठीक है? So I'm just giving you a brief introduction of what is happening in CAT. So CAT में ये तीन sections हैं, and as I just mentioned that in all three sections, although they are having different subject matter, but still the common thing for all the three sections and throughout your preparation which you are going to need is your logical bent of mind. आप कितना logically सोच सकते हो? अगर आप सोचते हो कि कुछ फॉर्मूलेज याद कर लूं, कुछ शॉर्टकट्स याद कर लूं and then I'm going to apply them, I'm sorry sir, it would be difficult. It would be very, very difficult, almost impossible. Why? Because cat generally asks questions in a different way. Rarely you would be able to look for a question in which you can apply some direct formula. There is not such shortcut, right? So after the question is there and when we are solving that question, then we can get many shortcuts. This is a shortcut for that type of question, this is a shortcut for that type of question. But in cat, when you are appearing, so at that time you get all different varieties of questions, different kind of things, and that is specifically true for this LRDI section, because there is no exact thing ki this is going to be repeated. But in still in this DI case, as I was mentioning, so this LR is having a logical part, puzzles and all, but in this DI format, you are mainly having calculative questions. Mainly you are having calculative questions. Okay, those who are already familiar, can you please quickly tell me that what different ways are there in which you can get the data in these DI questions? By the way, other students who have not appeared in CAT, you're also familiar with how different ways are there to represent a particular data, right? In your schools also you have done how the data is represented and you are answering based on the given data. So data को represent करने के क्या-क्या तरीके हैं? Please mention in the comments here. So today we are going to deal with all those different kind of sets in today's session as much as possible. Yes, tables is one of the part. Thank you, Apurva. And yes, Aniket is saying charts. Good. So charts means charts are again of various kinds. So tabular data is the most common thing. You are having some table, and in table some headers are there, and you are having certain values, right? Maybe sales of a certain company, different years, right? Sales figure, manufacturing figure, expenses and all different kind of data can be there. So that is a tabular format. So graphs, yes, which type of graphs? Yes, excellent. Bar graph, pie graph, right? Exactly. So bar graph is what? So bar graph, you are having these vertical rectangles most of the times. So these rectangles also depict the same thing. So as I was mentioning earlier, like that could they could represent sales figures for a company, or they could represent age of certain players or marks of students in a class and so on, different things. And sometimes you have multiple bar graph also. So one portion of this bar graph is having one color and other is having different color. So basically two bar graphs have been merged together, right? Two bar graphs may have been merged together. And it may be more than two bar graphs also which are merged together. So that's why multiple bar graphs can also be in some same figure. And also right now I have drawn these vertical bars. It could be horizontal bars also, right? It could be horizontal bars also. So that is one of the representation. So tabular representation, bar graph representation. What else is possible? Yes, pie chart was one of the answers given here. So what is pie chart? So in pie chart, you are having the same data represented in the form of a circle. In a circle, there are different pies, basically different parts of circle has been created by joining its center. तो center से अगर आप circle के अलग-अलग points को join करेंगे, then you are going to get structures like this, right? Mathematically, you call it a sector, है ना? और pizza के pie, pizza के pieces उसको pie बोलते हैं ना? That's why it is known as pie chart. So like this. So sometimes angles are given, or in terms of percentage values are given. So same data can be represented in the form of a pie chart as well. ठीक है ना? And उसके अलावा, can you know some other? Do you know some other ways to represent the data? Yes, missing information can be there. There can be miscellaneous charts also, like mixture of the two or three things. And sometimes line graph is also there. Line graph is also there. So some values are given to us and they are connected through a line like this. So we need to read what values are given, and according to the y-axis we can get the values. So in a particular year, what are the sales figures or different things. ठीक है ना? So these are different ways. These are different ways to represent the data. And most important part is that only that by just seeing these different representations, you should be able to interpret them. That's what the name suggests. Data interpretation. So how good you are at interpreting the given data, that makes you more and more comfortable and expert in this particular section of your exam. And believe me, this is one of the most easiest section, but most dreaded also, ज्यादातर लोग LRDI सेक्शन से ही घबराते हैं. Why? Because there is not much preparation. It is mainly practice. Because whatever logics are being used here, that totally are depending upon your logical skills or your calculation things, right? That basically the quant part, right? So only extra thing is there, the different ways of representations. So for that, what is most required is a practice. You should be able to visualize the thing. देख के आपको बात समझ में आनी चाहिए, और जितना अच्छा आपका विजुअलाइजेशन पावर होगा, उतना अच्छा आप इस सेक्शन में परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं. And it's as I said, it is the easiest section. Why? Because there are only 4 sets, right? Out of the 4 sets you are to check. Otherwise, in quant section as well as verbal section, there are more than 20 questions, out of which you are to decide which questions to do or which not. ठीक है ना? But in LRDA section you are having a very limited sets, right? और उन सेट्स में से 4 सेट है या 5 सेट है या 6 सेट्स हैं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द पैटर्न. एंड उनमें से आपको सेलेक्ट करना है कि कौन से सेट पे टाइम लगाएं. So it is quite easier. It's quite easier in this section to perform well if you choose your set wisely. है ना? That's why question selection is also very, very important. How do you select? How do you select your set and then invest time on that? ठीक है? So yes, DI based puzzles are also there. Exactly. Yes, Venn diagram is also a way. Good. Okay. So are you ready for solving questions now? So we have had a just brief introduction about all the different varieties. First we discussed about the different sections of exam, and then we specified about the DI part and the DI different formats, different journal formats of representation. And sometimes we get some totally different, totally out of the box ways also. Specifically in the earlier years, ZAT used to have many different varieties. IFT, when it used to have a separate exam, it used to have totally different representations also many times. And in CAT also many different experiments have been made. But in general, these are the basic ones. And today we are going to focus on these varieties only. ठीक है ना? आज हम mainly इन्हीं पे बात करने वाले हैं. So I'm going to give you sets, and I will give you some time to solve, and then we shall discuss it together how we could have solved it in a better way. ठीक है? Ready? So I hope most of you are already joined, and before we start, if you have any doubt or any question, I can take up that. I could see LR does not involve mathematical calculations. Okay, that's a good question by Apurva. So Apurva is saying, Apurva Upadhyay, thanks for this nice question. Apurva is asking, क्या LR के sets में mathematical calculations नहीं होती हैं? So listen, dear students, CAT does not specify any particular set belonging to LR or DI section. I repeat, CAT के LRDI section में जितने भी sets हैं, CAT does not satisfy कि this set belongs to logical reasoning part, this set belongs to DI part. No, it does not. So in general, how do we specify then? One way is the representation, right? So on the basis of data represented, we generally classify कि ये DI का set है, ये LR का set है, like that. लेकिन as some of you have already mentioned that in DI sets also sometimes there are very logical things involved, right? Puzzles are involved. They are not direct calculation only, right? It is not having only calculations. It is having logical thinking also. So that becomes a mixture of the set, right? Exactly same way, sometimes a particular set may not have any kind of these kind of representations, but still it involves some calculations, right? So it's always a mixture. It's always a mixture. Some questions can be only LR with no calculations at all, like seating arrangement, or maybe some other number filling, some names filling things, like Sudoku like things, right? उसमें आपको सिर्फ कुछ values fill करनी है. 5 लोग 5 अलग-अलग companies में job करते हैं, उनके 5 अलग-अलग cities में offices हैं. They are having 5 different brands of cars. They have 5 different special the favorite food items and all, right? You are having a tabular format again, but you are to not calculate anything. You have to just put the names. So we classify it as a LR part. ठीक है ना? So sometimes logical reasoning is having no numbers at all, and in DI we are having no logic at all, and basic calculations. And sometimes you get mixture. ठीक है ना? So there is nothing much to specify like that. Okay, so yes, games and tournament, exactly. That's a good point. Vineet is saying about games and tournament. So again, games and tournament, sometimes some people, some institutes they consider games and tournament in logical reasoning part. Some may consider it in DI part as well, because sometimes it involves numbers also, bit calculations are also there. Sometimes no calculations are there, right? So, but basically, as I said earlier, CAT does not specify कि भाई ये games and tournament DI है या ये LR है. No. So in CAT generally it is a combined section of LR and DI, and in which almost every question involves calculations also. It has little bit of logic. Some may have more logic, some may have less logic. ठीक है ना? So, and as I said earlier also, calculation is nowadays less on the lesser side. More important is the logical thinking, right? More important is the logical thinking, understanding. How do you understand the set in a better way? And that's why I said you are to select in this section only out of 4, 5 or 6 given sets. So it is quite easier कि कौन सा set आपको समझ में आ रहा है, and accordingly you have to solve. So at the time of preparation, your target should be to solve each and every set, whether it is time consuming, it is highly calculative, it is only logical, whatever it is. ठीक है ना? But at the time of exam, you need to be very specific, very choosy कि कौन से set को solve करना है, कौन से को नहीं. You know what happens? काफी बार लोग क्या करते हैं कि आफ्टर लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस नाउ यू आर रेडी टू डू एनीथिंग, आप सब कुछ कर सकते हो, है ना? दैट हैज हैपेंड लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स विद मी आल्सो. बहुत बार क्वेश्चन सोल्व करने में ऐसा होता है कि सभी चीजें सोल्व कर सकते हैं, लेकिन नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, अब कौन से को प्रायोरिटी देनी चाहिए, दैट बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट टास्क, राइट? एट द टाइम ऑफ एग्जाम इट इज डिफिकल्ट व्हिच सेट टू चूज एंड व्हिच सेट टू रिजेक्ट फॉर द टाइम बीइंग. इसको बाद में करेंगे, इसको बाद में करेंगे, मना करना बड़ा मुश्किल है ना? So this is the art of taking exam. Exam किस तरीके से attempt करना चाहिए, उसके लिए it is very important that you should learn how to say no to a question. Question will tempt you. आओ ना, please आओ ना, मैं solve हो जाऊंगा, मुझे try तो करो, है ना? But you should be vigilant enough, you should be clever enough to say no to a question. नहीं भाई, आपको बाद में देखेंगे, पहले ये easy है, पहले इसको ना कीजिएगा, है ना? So look for the easier question, look for the question which you can solve in less amount of time. Look for that question for which the logic is very clear in your mind, and go for that. ठीक है ना? Because all questions are of equal marks, and at the time of test you are having a limited duration, and in which you want to gain as much marks as possible. ठीक है? I think that's sufficient. So सारे सेट को देखने में और एनालाइज करने में ही टाइम लग जाएगा. Yes, अगर नहीं देखेंगे तो एक भी नहीं सॉल्व होगा पूर्वा. That also happens. है ना? So that's why you know sometimes मुझे इस पे एक अच्छी बात याद है, ये पूर्व ने अच्छा बोला. Some of you are asking about round robin tournament. Yes, round robin tournament is a part of games only. That would be discussed and when we will be discussing that games and tournament part. Anyway, so Apurva is saying, what do you suggest? By the way, all of you, what do you suggest? Analyze करना चाहिए. Let's say you are fighting in a battlefield, and you are having the entire opponent team against you. So should you analyze, should you plan, should you prepare that how to fight, how to tackle that battle, or you andhadhund shuru कर दो? Now what is the beneficial? What is the beneficial part? Immediately लग सकता है कि अगर मैं analyze करूंगा क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, if अगर मैं planning करूंगा तो it will take lot of time. It will take lot of time. Of course, it will take lot of time. So is planning required? Is planning required or not? That's my first question to all of you. What do you suggest? Because planning is going to take time. है ना? उसको plan करना, analyze करना, decide करना, कौन सा set पहले करूं, कौन सा बाद में करूं, कौन सा question करूं या कौन सा question अभी ना करूं. It is going to take time. As Ankita is asking, कैसे समझ में आएगा कौन सा set easy है? What to do for that? Practice. Practice. That is called test taking strategy. So most of the students, you know what happens? कि अब मुझे सब कुछ आता है. That's what I was telling you. मुझे सब कुछ आता है ना? लेकिन अब प्रैक्टिस कैसे करना है? I have no strategy. I have no strategy to how to tackle that test. So practice is the one most important thing which helps us develop our strategy. How I'm going to tackle this particular situation. And how I'm going to tackle this situation. So इसलिए analysis करना, planning करना, strategize करना, how I'm going to tackle the situation. अगर मैं कहीं पे stuck हो गया हूं तो वहीं पे लगे रहूं या आगे बढ़ूं? आगे बढ़ो भाई, ना आगे बढ़ो. And a reason for that, I have already told you that all questions are of equal marks, है ना? At least in CAT, there may be some different exams जहाँ पे अलग-अलग questions अलग-अलग marks के होते हैं. By the way, at the present stage, जितने भी MBA exams हैं, MBA entrance exams हैं, everyone is having, each exam is having all questions of equal marks. देयर वाज अ टाइम जब भी कभी जैट में या कैट में भी मल्टीपल डिफरेंशियल मार्किंग के क्वेश्चंस होते थे, कुछ 1 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन है, कुछ 2 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन है। जैट में तो 1 मार्क्स, 2 मार्क्स, 3 मार्क्स, 4 मार्क्स, 5 मार्क्स तक के भी डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस आए हैं द प्रीवियस टाइम। बट नाउअडेज जब से सब चीजें कंप्यूटर बेस्ड हो गई हैं, सो ऑल क्वेश्चंस कैरी इक्वल मार्क्स। बट सर्टेनली व्हाट डू यू थिंक, क्या सारे क्वेश्चंस इक्वल डिफिकल्टी लेवल के होते हैं क्या? हाँ, no, Ankita, you won't get. That's what every person is individual. So you need to develop your own strategy. You need to develop your own strategy. I cannot tell you what strategy will work for you. No one can tell you what strategy will work for you. But you must have your own strategy. How to tackle that situation. ठीक है ना? You may be good at something, and other person may be good at some other thing. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Every person is of not equal capability. Same way, every question is not of equal difficulty. That's why, what is the logical thing? That I should pick the easiest one, which as per my understanding and my level of preparation, they are easier for me. Right? A topic can be easier for one student, and that same topic can be very difficult for the other student. Isn't it? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई लाइक नंबर सिस्टम, सो आई लाइक नंबर्स वेरी मच। ठीक है, तो मुझे हो सकता है नंबर्स बड़े आसान लगते हैं, बट फॉर सम अदर स्टूडेंट इट इज वेरी डेडली सब्जेक्ट है, डेडली टॉपिक, नंबर्स, अरे बाबा नहीं, मुझे नहीं आता। इट मे बी दैट, so that happens. That's why your strategy you need to develop. And if you don't have any strategy, if you don't see, there's a very nice statement I would share with all of you. There's a very nice statement regarding planning. So if you do not plan to succeed, अगर आप सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए प्लान नहीं कर रहे हैं, इट मींस यू आर प्लानिंग टू फेल। यू आर प्लानिंग टू फेल। नाउ इट्स अप टू यू, आपको किस चीज के लिए प्लान करना है, किस चीज के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है। दैट इज द होल पर्पस वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग, इजंट इट? ओके, हाँ, कहीं अटक जाते हैं तो यू नीड टू डिसाइड ना, दिस सिचुएशन इज गोइंग टू हैपन। अगर आप कहीं क्वेश्चन में अटक गए, नेहा शी इज सेइंग दैट्स परफेक्टली ट्रू, एंड यू विल फाइंड दिस सिचुएशन रिपीटेडली। आप किसी क्वेश्चन पे अटक गए, at that moment you have to take that decision. Should I continue with this part or should I move to the next question? That you have to decide, है ना? अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आप थोड़ा टाइम और देके इसको कर सकते हो, you have already invested lot of time, so then you can take a call, है ना, कि कंटिन्यू करो, है ना। और अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं नहीं, मालूम नहीं, आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर सॉल्व होगा कि नहीं, शायद हो जाए, तो अगर शायद ही चल रहा है तो वो शायद चलते 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 बहुत टाइम निकल चुका है ना। कम आउट ऑफ दैट। दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू से नो। मना करना बड़ा मुश्किल है, बट यू नीड टू लर्न दैट। यू नीड टू लर्न दैट कि भाई बहुत हो गया, बाद में देखेंगे, बाद में देखेंगे, लेट्स लुक अदर क्वेश्चंस। दैट्स व्हाई the accomplished test takers have this one important thumb rule, that in a test your first target should be have a look at all the questions, have a look at all the questions, then decide कि कहां से स्टार्ट करना है, अटैक कहां से स्टार्ट करना है, कहां से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, easiest one, isn't it? जहां पे क्रैक करना सबसे आसान है। Yes or no? ठीक है? Okay, so we'll continue with these talks, and I will continue to take up your questions. So, but meanwhile, let's start the 1DI set. Okay, so what ones who are weak in maths? So become stronger, Aryan. Become stronger. You have enough time now. Okay, so I'm starting with the first set. So you can, all of you can take a screenshot so that you can solve it. So this is the information given in a pie chart format. Please confirm, are you able to see it properly? I hope everything should be visible properly. On my screen, I can see that. Yes, good observation, Pavan. I will take up your doubt afterwards. First, let's solve this question. Yes, Pavan, I have read your question. I have read your statement. So we'll take it up after this question, right? So please confirm, are you able to see this diagram properly, everyone? ठीक है ना? Okay, so you can take a screenshot, and on the next slide, I'm moving to the next one now. There are the questions based on this information. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 questions. Little blur is visible. Is it fine now? See? I think if you will use desktop, then it should be visible properly. But I think you can zoom in also if required. Fine, everyone is able to see the questions. Okay, so I'm going to give you, there are 5 questions. I think 5 minutes is the ideal time for this set, but I'm giving you 3 minutes extra. So I'm giving you 8 minutes for this. I'm giving you 8 minutes for this. If you want me to go to the previous slide, it's an easy set. It's not difficult at all. This is just a warm up, Ashish. If you want me to go back to the previous slide, please mention. I will take it to the back slide. Otherwise, it's best you can take a screenshot and solve it. Or by the way, you can rewind your video also slightly. For first question only, I'm seeing different answers. Okay, Apurva. You still have 3-4 more minutes. Okay, I can see the all answers by Kakara Isaswini and Radhe Sharma, Aditya Kashyap, and many of you have written your answers separately, one by one. Okay, you have 2 more minutes. Okay, Riyanka. Many times students feel like that, but it's not the reality. Welcome, Nidhi. Okay, I'm just giving you 1 more minute. Please finish fast. Who is yet to submit the answers? Yes, Adharu, I will explain shortly. Last few seconds I'm giving to you, all of you now. Our scheduled time of 8 minutes is about to over. Okay, I have got answers by a lot of you. Mary Pathak, Ashish Mishra, Gursimar Singh Chawla, Debodatta, Riyanka, and many others I've already submitted. Vishwan, Anushka. Okay. John, shall we discuss now? Are you ready to discuss now? Yashika, I gave 8 minutes here and many students were able to solve in 3-4 minutes. You can estimate yourself. Okay, that's enough time now. So there were 3-4 questions before I start discussing this. There were 3-4 questions. So one question was, this is still on the screen, you can see, all of you can see. Yashika is asking, how much time should a DI set be given, right? कितना time लगना चाहिए एक DI set को solve करने के लिए? Can it be fixed? Not at all. Not at all. I just told you before this set that every question is not of equal difficulty level. Every question is not of equal difficulty level, है ना? तो मैंने आपको इस सेट को सॉल्व करने के लिए 8 मिनट का टाइम दिया था. I gave you 8 minutes. And as I said that many students, at least 5-6 students were there who were able to solve within 3-4 minutes. Less than that even less than that. It's a very easy set, right? So that differentiate your different preparatory level. आपने कितना preparation किया है, आप कितने prepared हैं, that is differentiated by the time taken, how much time you are taking. It is certainly indeed an easy set. इसमें ज़्यादा difficulty की बात नहीं है. If you are familiar with type of questions, the way language is written for the questions, how a question, what calculations are required to answer a question. If you are familiar with that, तो ये question मुश्किल नहीं था, आसान था, right? काफी लोगों ने आपने कहा भी, है ना? तो but time कितना लगेगा? It depends upon your preparation. So be prepared in a better way and solve it faster. That's it. ठीक है? Now Riyanka was saying कि ये तो सेट आसान था, कैट में इतने आसान थोड़े ना आते हैं, है ना? कैट में इतने आसान सेट थोड़े ना आते हैं, कैट में आसान आ जाएंगे तो हम कर लेंगे, है ना? But you know what happens? There was one comment prior to this set by Pawan, I guess. तो Pawan was mentioning कि जब मैं सेक्शनल टेस्ट करता हूँ, क्विज करता हूँ, कोई भी सेक्शनल टेस्ट करता हूँ, असाइनमेंट करता हूँ, तो उसमें हो जाते हैं, मैं सॉल्व कर लेता हूँ. But when I face any quiz or any test or any mock test, so there I get stuck. वहां मैं नहीं कर पाता हूं. क्यों? What is the difference there? You know what is the difference? The difference is the fear. Is the fear. है ना? कौन सा fear? किस चीज का fear? किस चीज का fever? That fever is examination fever. Examination phobia. I am being tested. मुझे लोग चेक कर रहे हैं. मेरा रिजल्ट देखा जाएगा. और कोई नहीं तो मैं खुद ही देखने वाला हूं. I myself am checking myself. मैं खुद ही अपने आप को चेक कर रहा हूं. मेरा क्या स्कोर आने वाला है. So that pressure builds so much, so sometimes you are unable to even think properly. ये pressure बड़ा खतरनाक है. Examination pressure, examination phobia, this is really very dangerous thing. Yes, it is nervousness, exactly Riyanka. तो जिन सेट्स को आप easy बोल रही हो ना, यही easy सेट ही आते हैं कैट में, अभी भी कोई मुश्किल सेट नहीं आते. और मुश्किल सेट कोई आ भी जाए, so hardly there would be some students who would be able to solve it. That's also reality, है ना? अगर कोई हार्ड सेट, कोई मुश्किल सेट आपको मिल भी जाता है एग्जाम में, तो how many students would have been solving that set? Very rare, very few. Majority of students are only able to solve the easier sets only. और कैट में easy set आते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं आते हैं, आते हैं. But because of this nervousness, because of this extra exam phobia, examination fever, we are unable to perform during the exam. So how to keep cool? How to stay balanced, how to stay steady during the exam? That is the important task. That should be the question, isn't it? Yes. How to overcome this? Exactly, Pawan. Good. That's a question. Atharva is asking same thing. How to overcome this? कैसे से बाहर आए? कैसे इस प्रेशर से बाहर आए? तो बड़ा सिंपल तरीका है. Just do your best. Just give your best. है ना? Don't focus on the outcome, because outcome के लिए आप जो कर सकते हो, that is your efforts, isn't it? Yes or no? क्या आप अपने efforts के अलावा कुछ और कर सकते हो क्या? नहीं. And that is not required also. अभी क्वेश्चन क्या आने वाला है, that is not in your control. Is that in your control? No. है ना? आपको कौन सा एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर मिलने वाला है, is that in your control? No. उस एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में आपको कौन सी सीट पे बैठना है, do you know? No. आपके अड़ोस पड़ोस में कैसे लोग बैठने वाले हैं, विल दे बी डिस्टर्बिंग यू और हेल्पिंग यू और व्हाट, डू यू नो दैट? नो. Which type of examiner will be there, which type of what is that invigilator would be there. कई बार ऐसे होते हैं, वो चाय पीते हैं, आपस में बातें करते हैं, भाई इतना दिमाग खा जाते हैं ना, काफी लोग ऐसे होते हैं. This time in this year CAT, I was having my seat just adjacent to the person who was invigilator for that particular hall, examination hall. तो सबकी एंट्री करना, बैठना, तो I was sitting just adjacent to that person. और वो एग्जाम शुरू होने के करीब 20-25 मिनट तक वो काम चलता रहा, है ना. अभी ये कुछ उनको पेपर वर्क करना है. So this kind of disturbance can be there. So that is beyond your control. So what is in your hands, what you can do during the exam is just your performance, right? So just focus on that, what you can do best. Don't think what will be the result, because in your hands, in your control is the only your efforts. So just give your best. That is the teaching of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, hai na? So just give your best. And you know what happens? I will give you share my experience of this year CAT only, as I was just telling you how disturbing it was in my examination hall when I was sitting there. We are starting up now. We are a little slow, but how we are solving quicker than which we make question my ability sometimes. However, I know someone's day 0 is not equal to someone's day 10. Exactly. Good, Anushka. That's a good statement. So let me share my experience in this year CAT. I just mentioned that how disturbing it was due to all the invigilators and all these things, admit things. Different students were coming at different timings and all. Anyway, after that, I was thinking in my mind that after many years now, this time I was writing CAT, so I thought that I should try to attempt 100%, है ना, पूरा attempt करके आऊँगा. But I'm sharing it with all of you. I was not able to do that. I was just able to do around 50%, even less than that. In quant section, I remember out of I think 22 questions, I was able to solve some 12 questions exactly. 12 questions. All were correct because I knew that. बाद में check भी किया था. It was all correct, of course. And same way in DI section also, in LRDI section, which we are discussing today, I think 24 questions were there, and I was able to answer only maybe 7 or 8 questions like that. I don't remember exactly now, but it was less than 10. It was less than quant. In the quant, my attempt was more than in case of LRDI. So I was able to solve only one set completely, and other sets were done partially, not completely. So I think this time there were more number of sets. So, but the point is that I was thinking, यार पूरा नहीं कर पाया ना. I was thinking कि पूरा 100% कर दूंगा, लेकिन I was not able to do that. Why? Because I was not able to say no to the questions. I was not able to say no to the temptations made by the questions. अरे आसान है हो जाएगा, अरे आसान है हो जाएगा. I was stuck there only, and I was just doing them. And what happens with that? As I said earlier also, there would be some questions which you have not seen at all during that duration. And maybe they were easier than the questions which you were stuck on. That's why it is the first very important thing that you should have a close look, or at least have a glance at all the questions, and then decide on which set, on which question you are ready to invest your valuable time, so that you can reap as many marks from that. ठीक है ना? And by the way, let me tell you, even after doing that, I got some 99.97 in quant, and in this DI also I got some close to 99 percentile, with just around 7-8 attempt in this DI section out of 24 questions. So close to 99 percentile. It was something around 99 percentile, and in the quant it was 99.97 even. So basic point is that accuracy is much more important, and if you can just do 1 or 2 more questions, then you are certainly reaching 100 percentile even. It's not difficult at all. So just look for the easier questions and go for them with 100% accuracy, and believe me, all of you can do it. Is it very difficult? Certainly not. जितना आसान ये सेट था ना, as Riyanka was mentioning, है ना, जितना आसान ये सेट था, ऐसे ही एग्जाम में आते हैं. Just you need to look for that and solve it. That's it. ठीक है? Okay. So now let's discuss this one. आशीष, आप एग्जाम क्यों देते हैं? एग्जाम नहीं देंगे. I was doing my engineering. Let me tell that. I was preparing when I was an 11th-12th class student. As a student of 11th-12th classes, I was preparing for my engineering exams. So the teachers who were teaching, they were not engineers. So we were thinking, भाई इसने खुद ने इंजीनियरिंग नहीं की, इसका खुद का इंजीनियरिंग में सिलेक्शन नहीं हुआ, ये मुझे क्या पढ़ाएगा? है ना? That thought used to be there, है ना? And when the engineers were teaching, बोले भाई इंजीनियरिंग कर ली, उसके बाद अब पढ़ा रहा है ना? खिड़की खोल लिया, अब तो घर बंद हो गया है ना, जो भी हो जो खोल लिया है ना, ना अभी पढ़ा रहा है. So it does not matter at all whether you have done MBA or not, whether you are attempting CAT or not. What happens? Why we are attempting CAT? Many students, many teachers also have this thing in mind. The point is that you be update what is happening in the exam. अगर आप एग्जाम नहीं दे रहे हो, so how do you know? How I can talk with all of you then? है ना? What I am talking now. है ना? So this experience cannot be shared unless you are experiencing it on your own, and that's what I'm saying. I was thinking to score 100% marks, but I was not able to. I just scored around 50, maybe less than that. But still, in terms of percentile, it is reaching up to a high score very easily. Why? Because it is possible for everyone. If I can do that, then you can also do that. ठीक है ना? So the purpose of attempting that test is that only, that you become aware of the test, you become updated, you remain updated with the test pattern and all, है ना? So, and certainly many of the faculties may be going for admissions also. So who can stop that, and why to stop that? है ना Ashish? So that is beyond your control. As I was telling, we should focus on those things which are within our control. Who is appearing in the test and who is not is beyond our control. So we should be focused that which कहाँ पे कौन सा क्वेश्चन करना है, किसको यस बोलना है, किसको नो बोलना है, ठीक है ना? ओके, सो लेट्स डिस्कस दिस वन नाउ. तो मैंने खुद बस एक किया था, वो भी बिकॉज iQuanta के एवरेज के फर्स्ट करके गई. गुड. एंड आशीष पेपर पैटर्न जानने के लिए तभी, यस एग्जैक्टली. Okay, now let's see this set. Most of you have answered it, and I'm sure जिनका अभी नहीं हुआ था set, they must also have completed it. Now let's see the question once again. So in the first passage here, it was given that the pie chart shows the percentage distribution of number of students who purchased online courses from 5 different academies, PQ, RS and T. तो PQ, RS और T ये 5 different academies हैं. उनसे कितने परसेंट लोगों ने ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज परचेज किए हैं, उसका इंफॉर्मेशन यहां दिया गया है. सो टोटल कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं who are purchasing, is it mentioned? Not mentioned, right? And also it is not mentioned that one student is purchasing from all the different multiple institutes. No. So we are assuming here, we need to assume here that every student is purchasing from one particular institute only, right? Every student is purchasing its online course from one of the institute only. Or total kitne hain, that is not known to us. Acha, one thing we should always check. Remember, we should always check in the case of a pie chart is that the sum of all these percentages, this is 25%, this is 17, this is 20, this is 23, this is 15. Sum of all this percentage कितना होना चाहिए? What do you say? इन सभी percentages का sum कितना होना चाहिए? Please tell me. It should be 100%, right? So sometimes missing information is there that we should be very careful about. कई बार data incomplete होता है ना, तो उसके लिए हमें ध्यान रखना चाहिए. Aditya Kashyap, I have just given you the information about that. है ना? I have just given you information about that. Just do your best. है ना? If it is possible, you can attempt as many questions as possible. And if it is not possible, then how will you do? है ना? So don't fix up with the number कि मुझे इतने sets करने हैं या मुझे इतने questions करने हैं. And don't be fixed up with that. That will vary from difficulty level. So yes, in this case, it has to be 100%. Let's check out. This is 25 plus 15 is 40. 17 and 23, again 40, right? So 40 and 40, 80 and 20, 100. So it matches. So there is no issue here, right? So sometimes it could be there. So that's why we need to be careful about this. So in this data, there is no problem. So sum of all these percentage values is adding up to 100%. Fine. आगे बढ़े, ठीक है ना? यहाँ तक कोई issue नहीं है. ठीक है, हम आगे चलते हैं. So now on the next screen, we are having questions. So now let's see all the questions one by one. Okay, so in this first question it says, if the total number of students who purchased online courses from all 5 academies, सभी के मिला के total, if it is 36,000, if total is 36,000, then what is the number of students who purchased course from Institute T? तो T से purchase करने वाले कितने होंगे? How to solve it fast? Please answer me. How to solve this question fast? Pawan, it doesn't affect percentile. You can attempt for sure, yes. It's a mechanical process. You are going to get marks. If correct, you will get marks. If it is incorrect, you will not get marks. So based on your score only, you are going to get percentile. Excellent, Utsav. Utsav is writing 36,000 into 1 by 4. Why 1 by 4? Can somebody tell me? 36,000 into 1 by 4. Why 1 by 4? Why this 1 by 4? Because it is 25%, right? So who purchased course from Institute T? So T से कितने लोगों ने purchase किया है? It is 25%, and this is a very good thing if you know that 25% is simply 1/4. Yes or no? That's it. ठीक है ना? So in this type of question, how we can solve faster? If we are familiar with the conversion of percentages and fractions, right? If we are familiar with conversion of fractions and percentages, then very easily we could solve it. There's nothing to write. It's simply 1/4 of this 9,000. That's it. ठीक है ना? It is simply 1/4 of 36,000. That is 9,000. So the correct answer here is 9,000. So there were no options here. So this is a theta question. You have to write the answer. It's 9,000. Is it fine? Okay. Is it clear to everyone? So at this point, let's quickly revise some of the fractions and the equivalent fraction, percentages and equivalent fractions. है ना? उनको थोड़ा सा revise कर लें. Okay, quickly, please tell me. 25% is 1/4. Can you tell me? यहीं लिखता हूँ. Can you tell me how much is 12.5%? Can you tell me what would be the equivalent fraction of 12.5%? Fast, please. Yes, it is going to be 1/8 because 12.5 is simply half of 25, isn't it? So this is going to be 1/8. It's simply going to be 1/8, है ना? Okay. And what about 6.25%? 6.25%. It's further half of this, isn't it? It's further half of 12.5. So it is going to be 1/16. Yes? ठीक है ना? Is it fine? Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. It's not 1/12. It's 1/16. Shrishti, it's 1/16. Right? It is simply half of this basically. Okay. Let me ask you a question. If I say that what to say? That out of these many students, total 36,000 students, out of these many students, 93.75% students got IM calls, let's say. They got IM calls. Okay? Out of total, 93.75% students got IM calls. Can you tell me how many students did not get a single call? How many students did not get a single call? I hope question is clear. Out of the total, if 93.75% got IM calls, then how many students did not get a single call? You have to tell the number, Utsav. Okay, Aditya has come up with an answer. How many students did not get a single call? आशीष, एक 0 एक्स्ट्रा हो गया भाई. Radhesh Sharma, number. I want number, not percentage. Yes, 2250 is correct answer. It's very simple thing. Most of you got that. That's good thing. So 93.75% got IM calls. So how many percent did not get a call? The remaining ones, right? So basically, I need to calculate 6.25% of this number 36,000. ठीक है ना? So that's what we want to calculate. And 6.25% is nothing but it is 1/16th. Right? It is simply 1/16th of this number. So effectively, I need to calculate 1/16 of this number. and which is not difficult to calculate. It comes out to be 2250. ठीक है ना? Nidhi, we just started. This is our first question. And you can rewind your video. If you have just joined, you are welcome. You can just rewind the video quickly and at the faster pace you can reach to us. This is our first question of discussion. Okay, आगे बढ़े. ठीक है. By the way, let me tell you one more thing here. So how to divide by 16? Some students have the impression that मुझे 16 का टेबल नहीं आता है ना, मुझे टेबल नहीं आता, मुझे पहाड़ा नहीं आता है, तो मैं कैसे डिवाइड करूंगा 16 से? So it's very easy to divide by 16, my dear students. All of you can make half, right? 16 मतलब 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, right? 4 बार 2 multiplied, isn't it? तो 36,000 को 4 बार 2 से डिवाइड कर देते हैं ना. 36 का हाफ, लेट मी राइट हियर. तो 36 का हाफ कितना होगा? 36,000 का हाफ, दैट वुड बी 18,000. 18,000 का फिर से हाफ इज 9,000. 9,000 का फिर से हाफ, दैट इज 4,500. एंड 4,500 का फिर से हाफ, that is 2250. So that's my answer. If you do not know the table of 16, that's fine, it's okay. ठीक है ना? So all these things can be done mentally. All these things can be done mentally. So that's what we are discussing, how to attempt a question in a faster way. No, in a faster way, not takes time. That's the objective. जल्दी कैसे करें, कैसे better way में solve कर सकते हैं? तो first target is that you should be able to solve it, and second is how to solve it in a better manner. ठीक है? So whatever suits you, yes, that's up to you. And whatever suits you, that's up to you. Those who know the table of 16, you can directly divide. It's fine, no issues. But if you don't know, then there are various ways you can do it in a better way. ठीक है? Let's move to the next question now. No, so अरे ये क्या किया? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 6. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. 1 by 10 plus 1 by 6 is not 1 by 16. That's incorrect, isn't it? Okay. Satvik, there are various assignments you are going to get. So if you are having confusion how to locate them, so I would suggest that please tag our iQuanta doubts, iQuanta team there in your Facebook group, in that paid group only. ठीक है ना? So they will be able to help you, or you can call at any of the numbers also. Because you are going to get a lot of assignments also other than classrooms, other than the questions which are discussed in classes. उसके अलावा आपको काफी सारे assignments questions भी मिलने वाले हैं. ठीक है? Let's move to the quickly next question. It's the second one. It says if the students who purchase course from Institute Q were 9200. Now, one important thing here to take care is that in all these questions you are having the first word if. That means total number of students were not fixed, right? Only percentage distribution was given. So whatever information is provided in a particular question, that refers to that question only. That is applicable to that particular question only. So in this question now, it says if the students who purchased course from Institute Q were 9200, that means 23% of total, right? So 23% of total is how much? It is 9200. Is it fine? That's the information given here. Now it says then what was the total number of students enrolled across all the 5 institutes? That means it is asking about the total only. It's again a simple question. So 23% of total is 9200. So total kitna hai? That is the question, right? So total kitna hai? So how to solve this? Any hint here? Any suggestions? It's very simple thing. So first thing is you could do simple basic calculations, right? So 23 by 100 into total is equal to 9200. You can just cancel out the common factors here. So 23 fours are 92, right? 23 ka double is 46 and 46 ka double is 92. So 23 fours are 92, that becomes 400, and this total number of students enrolled comes out to be 400 into 100. That is 40,000. Fine. I hope all of you have done it correctly. Yes, it is simple unitary method. Yes, exactly, Utsav. है ना, और डायरेक्टली भी दे सकते थे कि 23% बेसिक सी, लिसन हमें करना क्या है, 23% है 100% निकालना है, राइट? So 23% is 90 to 100. So from here, yes, you, as per unitary method, you can see if 23% is 90 to 100, so what is 1%? So 1% would be 400, isn't it? As you found here also, by the way, है ना? So 1% would be 400 because 23 का 4 times, as I said you, 900, 92. So 23 का 4 times 92, so 23% is 90 to 100, so 1% is 400. So how much would be 100%? It is just 100 times of this, that is 40,000. ठीक है ना? That was again easy question. Let's move to the next one now. And here it is. Now this one says, if the number of students who enrolled in Institute P, so P is this one, right? This is 15% of total. That was 600. So in this case, it is said 15% of total is 600, right? So now question is, what would be the number of students enrolled in Institute S? S means 17%. That is the question now. So basically question अब ये है कि 15% अगर इतना है तो 17% क्या होगा? 17% of total would be how much? That is the question. Of course, answer is going to be more than 600. If we had options, so we could have used that. अभी कैसे solve करेंगे? Again, unitary method is very easy thing again here. So if 15% is 600, then can you tell me how much would be 1%? We just need to divide by 15, right? So 1% कितना हो जाएगा? So yes, 1% comes out to be 15 4s are 60, so that is 40, and 17% would be 40 times 17, that is 680. Yes, that's perfectly fine, Vishwam. This comes out to be 40 into 17, that is 680. Is it okay? Good, good, Nivritti, Atharva, Sonali, Yashika. Yashika is the answer for the previous one. Yes, Tushar, that's fine. Okay, moving to the next one. Okay, it says if the total number of students enrolled in Institute Q and R were 8600. It's given about Q and R now. So these are Q and R. So Q and R means total how much percent? Can you tell me in Q and R together how much percent students are there? It's 23% and 20%. So total makes it 43%, isn't it? So total makes it 43%. Yes, so 43%. So as per given information, what do we have? That 43% of total is 8600. Now question is, what was the total number of students enrolled across other 3 centers? तो Q और R के अलावा ये जो बाकी 3 बच गए हैं, इनमें कितना परसेंट स्टूडेंट्स हैं, राइट? इनमें कितने नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हैं? तो 43% is 8600. So basically remaining जो बचे हैं, कितने बचे हैं? 57%, है ना? 57% of total would be how much? That is the question. So how to solve it? Again, we can make use of unitary method. Yes, exactly, Sonali. Good. So again, we can make use of unitary method. So again, we can find very easily what is 1%. So 1% of total is simply going to be, we need to divide it by 43 both sides, right? So this would be 200, and 200 into 57 now. Yes, that's perfectly fine, Vishwam. Good. Piyush, Utsav, Ashish. Yes, right. So 57% of total is going to be 57 into 200. So last 2 zeros we can place it very easily. Just we need to double the 57 part. 57 को double करना भी आसान है. 50 का double is 100, 7 का double 14, right? That comes out to be 114 followed by 2 zeros. So 11,400 is the right answer. ठीक है. Moving to the last question of this set. Here it is. I think that was the last one. Yes, this is the last question of this set. It says, what is the ratio of students enrolled in Institute P and S to the students enrolled in Institute Q and T? तो basically P और S के combined is to Q and T. But this time it is not given how many students are there. How we can answer this question? Can you answer? What would be the answer to this question? So this time we just need to find the ratio. So do we need the actual number of students here? No, just add the percentages. Exactly, Vishwam. Good. We just need to add the percentages. There's no requirement of having the actual number of students here. So in case of P, we are having 15%. And for S, we are having 17. So 15 plus 17, that is 32, right? And on the other side, we are having Q and T. That is 23 plus 25. 23 plus 25. So we just need to find this ratio. This is 32 is to 48. And 16 is the common factor. 16 to the 32, 16 3 is the 48. So 2 is to 3 is the right answer. ठीक है ना? So certainly this was a very easy question, not difficult at all. And there were 5 questions based on this very simple information, and straightforward questions were there, and also calculations was also very easy, right? All numbers were direct multiples. Sometimes you can get such numbers for which calculations may be tedious, है ना? Idea तो simple है, but calculation is tedious. So in that case, calculation may take time, but in this particular case, it was not so, right? So this was certainly an easier set to start with. Ready for the next one now? Any questions so far? Any confusion in the question or anything else? Are you ready for the next question now? Okay, no confusion, no questions here. So, ठीक so I'm moving to the next question on your screen now. Here it is. This time it is a tabular data. This time it's a tabular data, and let me read it for you. Again, you can take a screenshot. So the questions will be on the following slide. It says the given table shows the total number of employees in 5 companies P, Q, R, S, and T in 2024, and also given is the ratio of number of males to females in 5 different companies in 2024. So basically 2024 का data है for 5 companies, how many employees are there total, and what is the ratio of males to females, ठीक है ना? And also given is the notes here, the total number of employees in the 5 companies 4500. तो total employees भी दे दिए हैं, right? Total employees भी दे दिए हैं. So I'm moving to the questions now. I hope you have taken a screenshot. You might need to use this information for answering the questions. Ready? Should I move to the questions? Okay, so I'm moving to the next slide now. Here are the questions based on this. And by the way, again, you can see, as I was mentioning in the previous set, so you can see the question starting with the word if. If the total number of employees, if the ratio of number of literate to illiterate, if the total number of employees in company, like that. So we need to be careful about these questions. So whatever information is provided here, that would be applicable to that question only if not mentioned otherwise. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 questions based on that information. So please solve them, and again I'm giving you, I think 8 minutes should be sufficient. Many of you I'm sure can solve it easy earlier also. So this is 1610 in my system's watch, 1610 to 1618. If you wish me to go back to the previous slide, you can tell me. Your time has started already. Please solve. Okay, just 1 minute remaining now. And this time, first answer I received at about 5 minutes by Radhe Sharma. Then we have Kakara, Yasaswini, Atharv, Sonali, Utsav, Satvik, Tushar, and Aditya Kashyap. So what's your review about this set in comparison to the previous one? By the way, it's quite obvious from your answers that it was of slightly higher difficulty level than the previous one, है ना? पिछले से थोड़ा सा मुश्किल था. Okay, should we discuss now? Ready? Okay, I have got answers from Gursimar, Anushka, Ashish. Yes, Tushar. So if you rate the previous set as easy, then this is certainly on the medium level. So basically it is higher difficulty than the previous one. It is on the higher difficulty level. Yes, Radhe, of course. You were the first one to answer. Little bit calculations. Yes, exactly, Utsav. Okay. So let's read it together now and see how we can understand it. And certainly, I think around only 10, 12 students have answered. There are certainly many more students who have not answered. So certainly there are many students who have not been able to solve it also. Let's see what is given here. So इतना part हमने पढ़ लिया था that given table shows the total number of employees in 5 companies. तो ये 5 companies PQRST में कितने कितने employees हैं, that total number of employees is given in this variable format, right? 2x, x, 3x, x plus 100, x plus 400. And before I read further, if you remember in this note, it was also given total number of employees in the 5 companies is 4,500. And now this is the information which is applicable to this complete set, right? It is applicable to all the questions which are followed by this information, right? So that means this total, sum of the total employees, sum of the all employees together in all these 5 companies, that is given equal to 4,500. So can we find the value of x from here? Yes or no? क्या हम यहां से x की वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं? Please tell me how much it would be. How much would be the value of this x from here? If you add all these numbers, all these values here, all these expressions, what would be the case? If I take the variable part, this is 2x and one more x, that makes it 3x and 3x, 6x, 6 and 1 and 2 more, so 6 plus 2, that is 8x, right? So this comes out to be 8x plus we have 100 and 400, that makes it 500, isn't it? So that is the total number of employees in all these 5 companies together, and that total sum is given equal to 4,500. That total value is given equal to 4,500. So from here you can easily calculate the value of x. So 500 going that side, that would be 4,000. So 8x is equal to 4,000, and yes, x comes out to be 500, right? So basically we know all the exact values. We know all the values exactly. That number of employees in this first part, it is 1,000 basically. This is 500. This is 1,500. This is 5 plus 1, 600. This is 5 plus 4, that is 900. And also we can find out the actual number of males and females also in each of the companies, right? In that particular year, 2024. This information is given regarding 2024. So given is the ratio of number of males to females in 5 different companies in 2024. So 2024 की सारी information available है. So can we write that also? Yes. So out of 1,000, so 700 are males and 300 are females, because the ratio is from males to females. And the first part is referring to male and second one is for female. Same way, out of 500, we are having 400 males and 100 female. Exactly same way, dividing 1,500 in the ratio 3:2, that comes out to be how much? So 1,500 के 5 part करने, तो 300 का एक part बनेगा, that is 900 and 600. Is it fine? ठीक है ना? And same way 1600 को I want to divide in the ratio 5:7. Can you help me in this? कितना कितना बनेगा? So how much would be the number of males and females in this company S in 2024? So divide 600 in the ratio 5:7. So it will be 5 by 12 of 600. That is 250 and 350, right? This is going to be 250 and 350. Is it fine? Yes. And similarly, the last part for T, we are having 900, so that is in the ratio 1:1. That is exactly 450 each. So 450 males and 450 females. So basically, whatever information has been given, based on that, we have all the exact numbers here. And we have all the exact numbers here. And using these exact numbers, we can easily answer the questions which we are going to follow. I do not rate total employees given us 4500. So I was making the equations and finding the values of X, and that takes time. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's because of hurriness. Good observation here. See, that's why I was saying that questions mushkil nahi hai. It's only that pressure. It's only the pressure which makes an easier thing, even an easier thing, to be troublesome. So तो आप 4500 को अगर मिस कर जाते हो तो आसान सवाल मुश्किल हो जाता है. Now everything is given here, right? Now let's see the questions. We can refer back to this table again and we can answer them, है ना? Okay, so let me see the questions now. So the first question, it says, if the total number of employees in the company in 2025, ये S की बात कर रहा है 25 में, is 25% more than, I think on the next slide, yes, on this next slide we have all the numbers. So anyway, we can write these numbers again. So let's see the question here along with this data. It says, if the total number of employees in company S in 2025 is 25% more than that of 24. यहाँ तक की बात देखते हैं. Company S में, remember X was 500. So in company S total we had 600 employees. That is the information about 2024. So 2024 में we are talking about company S. In 2024 कितने employees हैं? 600. Can you tell me in 2025 कितने employees होंगे इस company में? It is mentioned here that it is 25% more, right? It is being increased by 25%. So what would be this number? कितने employees होंगे 2025 में in company S? So basically 600 का 25% increase करना है और 1/4, right? तो 600 का 1/4 कितना होता है? It's 150, है ना? So 150 का increment करने के बाद that total is going to be 750. Fine, that's quite simple thing, isn't it? Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. So and the total number of males employee in company S in 24 and 25 together is 700. Okay, so out of these 600, we know the distribution of males and females, right? So that was in the company S in 2024, it was 5:7. Acha, by the way, do we know the ratio of males and females in 2025 also? No, है ना? वो नहीं मालूम है. तो कैसे पता चलेगा? Just using this information. तो ये 5:7 होने की वजह से this 600 was distributed into two parts, males and females. This was males and females. So how many males were here? It was 250, right? And females were 350. We had already calculated this. But in this given question, it is mentioned here कि जो total males हैं 24 and 25 के मिला के, that is 700. That means यहाँ पर भी जो males and females हैं, that we can easily figure out. So because sum of these two is going to be 700. So can you tell me how many males would be there in company S in 2025? Please everyone tell me how many number of males are there in this company S in 2025. We know that together the males employee, number of males employed in the company in 24-25 together, that is 700. So this is 250. So what should be added here? What should be this number so that their sum comes out to be 700? 450. Yes. Tushar, it is not 500. Shrishti, it is not 400. It is 450. है ना? It's 450. See, I am telling it again. Don't divide 750 in any ratio because we do not know the ratio of males and females in 2025. But what do we know? We know that number of male employees, total number of male employees in company S in 24 and 25 together is 700. So using this information, so 250 plus 450, that makes it 700, right? And now we can easily figure out the number of female employees in 2025 here. That comes out to be 300 because this total sum is 750. है ना? ठीक है, let's read the question now. So question is, find the number of females in company S in 2025. So we got our answer. So what's the answer here? It's of course option B, that is 300. Now please see it everyone. Is it clear? That was quite easy question, not difficult at all. But at various steps, because of wrong assumptions or missing some clue points, some key points, we could have marked the wrong answer also. I remember many of you had marked the wrong answer. I was checking that. Is it okay? Okay, let's move to the next question now. So the next question says that total number of employees in company T is talking about company T now. So company T में total 900 लोग थे. मैं लिख देता हूँ. This was 900 in 2024, and total employees तो 4500 हैं ही. उसका division भी हम कर सकते हैं. So question is, total number of employees in company T is what percentage of the number of females in company R? Okay, company R को देखते हैं. company R में total कितने हैं? 1500. And उस 1500 का distribution is in the ratio 3:2. So 5 parts, 300 का एक part, तो 900 and 600, right? So question is about females here. So number of employees in company T, that is this 900, is what percent? So basically, let me write here. The question is 900 is what percentage of the number of females in company R, that is 600. है ना? That is the question here. So this 900 is what percent of 600? So what's your answer? Yes sir, D is right answer. Good. तो 900 600 का कितना परसेंट है? It's clearly visible. It is 1.5 times or 150%. है ना? So how to calculate it mathematically? It is 900 divided by 600 into 100. That gives you answer as 150%. Option D. Is it okay? Is it clear to everyone? Okay, moving to the next one now. Third question of this set. And here it is. It says, if the ratio of number of literate to illiterate males and females in company T is 5:4 and 2:1 respectively. It's not mentioned respectively, but it's by default we will be taking here respectively only. So then find the total number of literate employees in company T. It's quite easy now. So company T के बारे में company T का information we are already having. So company T is having total 900 employees. By the way, in this question, the year is not mentioned. So by default, we are talking about year 2024 only. ठीक है ना? Question में clearly specify नहीं किया कि in the year 2024 or what. Because data 2024 का ही है. So it's quite obvious that we are talking about year 2024 only. So in this year 2024, total number of employees in company T is 900 because we have already figured out X is 500. And out of this 900, we know that 450 are males and 450 females. Is it fine? ठीक है ना? 450 males and 450 females. So if I make a table like this, let's say males, females, out of that we already have their categorization here based on whether they are literate or illiterate. ठीक है ना? So total males are 450, total females are also 450. Now how many is a ratio of number of literate to illiterate males. तो males के लिए literate to illiterate का ratio कितना है? It is 5:4. This ratio is 5:4. So basically now I need to divide this 450 in the ratio 5:4. So basically whole question is based on that only, how to divide a given number in certain ratio. So can you tell me कि 5:4 ratio में मुझे इस 450 को divide करना है. Now how to divide? So there are total basically going to be 9 parts, 5 and 4. Together there are 9 parts, right? So 5 plus 4 is 9 parts, and these 9 parts are equivalent to how much? 450. These 9 parts are equivalent to 450. So if these 9 parts are equal to 450, so one part would be equal to what? 50? One part would be equal to 50? Yes or no? है ना? So if one part is equal to 50, then the two parts individually they would be 250 and 200 respectively. So this is nothing but 250 and 200. Is that clear? Right. Same way in the regarding females. So females, the ratio of literate to illiterate is given as 2:1. Now there are 3 parts. Now there is same 3 parts. This 2 plus 1, this 3 parts is equal to 450 now. So if 3 parts are 450, so one part would be how much? This one part is going to be 150. So individually they are 300 and 150. So 300 literate and 150 illiterate. Is that okay? And yes, we are done now. We just need to add these values. So because question was asking about find the total number of literate employees in the company. So literate employees are these many. So you can add them up. So what is the total sum? It comes out to be 250 plus 300, that is 550. That's our answer. That is option A. Is it okay? Any questions so far? Fine. Okay, moving to the next question now. Right, I'm moving to the next question now. So in this set, the next question is this one. This is the last question of this set. Right, this was the fourth one, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this was the last question. This is the last question here. It is talking about now another company U. There are only P, Q, R, S, T. U कहाँ से आ गया? Right? U कहाँ से आ गया? Let's see here. It says if the total number of employees in company U is 4/5 of the total employees in company P and Q together. P and Q together. Okay, so P and Q में together कितना था? So P was having 1000 because X was 500 we had already calculated, and Q is having 500. So together they are having 1500, right? Together they are having 1500. So now the total number of employees in the company U is 4/5. So company U में कितना हो जाएगा? So 4/5 of employees in P and Q together. So 1500 का 4/5, that is 4/5 of 1500. How much it would be? This is 5 3s are 15, 300 into 4, that is 1200. Is it fine? So you got to know the total number of employees in company U, that is 1200. Now it says, and the number of males in company U is 300 more than that of females. Okay, so this time the ratio is not given, the difference is given. कि उनमें difference कितना है? 300 का difference है. Males are 300 more than females. Now can you tell me total number of males and females are 1200. Total तो 1200 है, और उसमें से जो males हैं they are 300 more than females. So how many males and how many females? Please answer fast. Can you answer this one? What is the exact number of males and females in this company? We know that total together is 1200, and number of males are 300 more than that of females. So what is the actual number of males and females in this company U? It's very easy. And it's very easy. You know, males plus females is 1200 and males minus females is 300. You can easily solve it, right? So I want the value from you. Yes, exactly. So males are 750. Yes, you have just reversed that. That's fine. 750 and 450. ठीक है ना? So 750 are males 750 are males and 450 are females because they are written in the ratio males and females. So I'm writing in that order only. So 750 males हैं और 450 females हैं in this company U. Okay, what further is said now? So question is find the number of females in company U. How easy question it is, right? Just that is the question here. So we have already found the answer. So answer is option A, that is 450. Is it fine? So certainly it was also an easy set, not difficult at all. Again, easy calculations, right? There was no tricky calculations or no time consuming calculations. All numbers were easily divisible or multiple or all basic things. They were very simple calculations. Fine? Is that clear to everyone? Okay, I hope we are in a position to move to the next question. Ready for the next one? By the way, for your information, it's information for all of you. Yes, all correct. Very nice. Good, Tushar. Good. Keep it up. So there's information for all of you that those who have already joined iQuanta, that's very nice. And those who have not, and for both those who have joined also, for them also it is in news. I guess I'm sure you have not been informed yet, but that's just I'm giving you a secret news, you can say. Insider news, you can say, that specifically for LRDI section, now you are going to get a huge and excellent resource to clear your basics, right? We have had last year also, we introduced a very nice LRDI inception course, which was covering typical, difficult CAT level or sometimes beyond CAT level DI sets also. But sometimes the majority students are there who are very confusing even in the basic set, in the basic calculations, in the very basic things. So we are going to cover that part also. We are creating a separate module for that. That will be similar to your non-engineering module. So for quant section you are having already, and same way you are having your VARC, engineers VARC module also for those who are weak in English section, verbal section. So same way, exactly on the similar lines, we are creating another special LRDI section, LRDI module for all of those who consider themselves weak in the basics. So those who are already strong, so that would be a good revision for them as well. And those who are not up to that mark, so you can also take help of that. And it will be available for all the students, all the enrolled students of iQuanta, right? So those who have not yet joined, it's a brief, you can say, commercial break. Okay, give timetable for the cover syllabus. Atharv, self-preparation students. It means you mean to say, Atharv, you have not joined any course and you want to prepare on your own. You are preparing on your own. See, it's not difficult to prepare on your own. See, whether you join anywhere or not, ultimately you are to prepare on your own. अरे भाई आपको घर पे आके थोड़ी ना कोई कुछ कराने वाला है, और कोई घर पे आके करा भी दे तो भी करना तो आप ही को है, right? So as I was saying earlier, strategy planning is very much important, and you need to plan as per your situation. Everyone is having different situation. Some are college going, some of you might be also college going, some of you might be working, some of you have appeared in CAT already, maybe one time, maybe more than once also, and some of you would be attempting CAT for the very first time this time, है ना? So सबकी अलग-अलग situation है. How much time are you able to spare? Some of you are totally new, so you do not know in which section you are comfortable, in which section you are strong, in which section you need to focus more. And those who have already attempted, you can be specific कि किस section में मुझे ज़्यादा time देना है, किस topic में मुझे अच्छे से अपने आप को improve करना है. So based on all these different parameters, I would suggest be honest with yourself. अपने आप के साथ ईमानदार बनिए. Identify your shortcomings, identify the areas where you can improve, and then next step is how to improve, right? Work on them. If you are conceptually not very strong, try to improve your concepts. Solve a lot more questions, especially in the mathematics part, whether it is quant or whether it is DI or whether it is LR. You need to practice and practice and practice solving more and more questions, more and more varieties of questions, more and more difficulty level of questions. Some questions would be easier, some questions would be average, medium level, some questions would be very tricky also, very calculative also, time consuming, है ना? So that's how you need to plan your preparation. So even if you have joined somewhere, even if you have not, So idea is you need to have some material to work on, है ना? And the best resource I would suggest for everyone is the previous year's questions. It's true for all the exams. It's true for all the exams, है ना? So same way, same thing you need to do. Okay, so I hope that that covers your query. Athar, Nivriti is saying, can we take males to be x plus 300, females as x is 1200? I didn't get it here. अच्छा आप यहाँ पे बोल रही हो this was 1200 here. So इसमें आपने बोला x and x plus. हाँ ठीक है, fine ना. Then x would be changing basically. X would change in that case. X you need to calculate in that case. Anyhow, so we have found these values 750 and 450. That's perfectly fine, Nivriti. That's okay. Okay, I would suggest one more thing then. Okay, to get these values 750 and 450, I would suggest one more value. Don't write anything, Nivriti. Don't write anything. Ashish, you have also done the same manner, but don't do even anything. Don't do anything. Okay, please tell me. Anushka is asking something. Will it be pre-recorded or will we get live class? Other than live class, Anushka, I'm telling you, you are talking about, I think, LRDI module I was discussing about. So that will be other than your live classes. It will be pre-recorded sessions. ठीक है ना? Okay, Pavan, ISB Hyderabad is good. Is it accept CAT score? Pavan, that's not relevant to our today's discussion. But anyhow, ISB Hyderabad, ISB, you are talking about ISB, not IBS, है ना? IBS is different thing. ICFI used to be there. I don't know whether it exists or not. But ISB Hyderabad is certainly a good college, and it used to accept GMAT score. I doubt whether it accepts CAT score. It doesn't accept CAT score. It used to accept GMAT score. What is the current status? You can check out on the website. But ISB Hyderabad is one of the good colleges, and it used to accept GMAT score. Okay. Coming back here. So I was discussing that as Nivriti and Ashish. So how to get this value? Okay, everyone. Listen carefully. I'm going to teach you very good logic. You can solve this part very easily without even writing anything. In this case, we were having males plus females, total was 1200, and males minus females, that was 300. You can solve the two equations, get the answer. Otherwise, x plus 300 is also fine, as Nivriti is mentioning. So what you can do without even writing any of these things. Okay, मुझे ये बताओ, आपके पास भी 600 रुपए है, मेरे पास भी 600 रुपए है, right? You are having 600 rupees, I am also having 600 rupees, and together we are having 1200, right? Is it fine? Let's assume this scenario. You are having 600, I am having 600, and together we are having 1200. Okay so far? Now tell me one thing. If you give me 1 rupee from your share, I repeat, if you give me 1 rupee, अगर आप अपने पॉकेट से जो 600 रुपए है उसमें से 1 रुपया मुझे देते हो, if you give 1 rupee out of your share to me, then can you tell me what would be the difference in our amounts? Fast. What would be the difference in our amounts? Fast, please. I know there is some lag in our video and chats here. I don't want you to write anything. You just use your intelligence, use your brain and the space inside the brain and answer me. Not correct, Ashish. Think again. I'm asking about the difference. What would be the difference in our amounts? Initially we had 600 each. तो आपने 1 रुपया मुझे दे दिया अपने 600 रुपए में से. So what is the difference? It's 2. It's not 1. It's 2. Difference I'm asking, Shweta. It is 2, right? अरे बाबा आपका 600 में से एक कम हो गया, मेरा एक बढ़ गया, तो difference become 2 ना? Yes or no? Is it okay? Is it clear to everyone? Fine? Okay. So same way, my next question now is, अगर मुझे difference 10 रुपए का बनाना है, if I want to have the difference of 10 rupees, again coming back to equal amount, 600 each, ठीक है? So now if I want a difference of 10 rupees, अगर मैं difference of 10 rupees बनाना चाहूं, तो how much money you need to give to me? आपको मुझे कितने रुपए देने पड़ेंगे so that the difference in our amounts should be 10 rupees. How much rupees, how many rupees you need to give to me so that I am having 10 rupees more than you? 5 दे दो, ठीक है ना? और सेम वे अगर मुझे 300 का डिफरेंस क्रिएट करना है, आई वांट टू क्रिएट ए डिफरेंस ऑफ 300, I want to create a difference of 300. So what should be the value now? What number should be given now? आपको मुझे कितने रुपए देने पड़ेंगे? If I want to have a difference of 300, I want to have 300 more than you. It's 150, right? Exactly. That means now I would be having 600 plus 150, that is 750. And how much you would be having? 600 minus 150, that is 450. Are you getting it? बात समझ में आ रही है? So that's the way to think. How you can think in a better way so that most of the times you can avoid, you can skip even writing small things. There's no need to write everything. And the things which you can do in your head, you should use that. क्या काम आएगा ये खोपड़ा, है ना? Use that. Is it fine? Is it clear to everyone? ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. So we are done with this set now. So I think we can move to the next one. Okay. So moving to the next set now. If there's any query, any questions so far, I hope we have discussed all the points. Okay. I'm moving to the next set now, and here it is. Okay, I have also not seen this set earlier. I will be also solving along with you only. So as usual, you can take a screenshot and there will be questions on the next slide. So you can take a screenshot here. Let me read it for you. It says 3 institutes, Byju's, Island and Unacademy, sold courses in 3 different months, January, February, March. In January, Byju's sold 20% more courses than February. Ratio of courses sold by Allen in February to Unacademy in March was 8:5. Total number of courses sold by Byju's in 3 months together was 2270. Allen sold 350 more courses than Unacademy in February. A lot of information about these 3 institutes selling their courses in 3 different months, January, February, March. So in February, Byju's sold 75% of the courses sold by Allen in the same month. And there was decrease in 20% of the courses sold from February to March by Allen. Total number of courses sold in March by 3 institutes together was 2090. Total number of courses sold by Unacademy in 3 months together was 1250, and Allen sold 540 courses in January. Okay, a lot of information in the form of a paragraph. So I hope all of you have taken a screenshot, and I'm moving to the next slide now. That's it. There are questions. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 questions based on this information. So again, I guess 8 to 10 minutes would suffice. So I'm giving it 10 minutes for this time. It's 16:53 in my system's watch here. So I'm giving you time up to 17:03. Okay, 10 minutes this time I'm giving to you. So if you want to go to the back slide, you can just rewind the video, or you can ask me also. I can move to the back part, previous slide. Please solve it. I can see that you have taken a lot of time and still only very low answers here. So please solve it fast and try to wind it up. We have around still about 3 minutes remaining, and after that we shall discuss it. Okay, our time is up. But I can see only 2 students have answered so far. Only 1 or 2 questions. Tushar and Athar. Apurva says it's too much calculative. Okay, so that was the agenda for the day, to have a calculative set. Anyway, let's see now. Let's see. Let's solve it together. So you can post your answers, whatever you have been able to solve. Atharu has got answer for question number 1, question number 3, and Tushar has answered also for question number 1. Debadatta has answered for all the 4 questions. Good. There are 4 questions. Debadatta has answered for all the 4. Yasaswini has answered for the first one, I guess. Okay. Okay. So there are just questions here, so I need to go back to this part first. Okay, so in this case, data is not represented in any table format or pie chart or bar graph or whatever thing. So it is only in the form of a paragraph, right? There are some sentences. This is called caselet, right? These are some paragraphs only. There's no specific mode of representation has been used. So it would be difficult to see all the sentences again and again. So what should be the ideal way? What do you suggest? What should be the ideal way? Yes, exactly, Tushar. So that's what I'm asking. So how to solve this particular set? So if you get a similar set, so how to represent this data? What do you suggest? Should we read all the sentences again and again, or should we represent it in some representable manner so it becomes easier to solve? Yes, good one, Himang. So Himang is suggesting we can make table, right? So what table would suggest here? 3 by 3 table will work here. Why? Because there are 3 institutes and we are talking about the courses which have been sold in these 3 months. So 3 by 3 table would work, hai na? So we can make a 3 by 3 table and let's fill the information by seeing all these sentences, by seeing this paragraph, right? So that we can see only numbers in that particular specific column and row, and accordingly we then we will be able to use it to answer the questions. ठीक है ना? Let's do that. तो मैं यहीं पे टेबल बना रहा हूँ. So this is 3 by 3 table. I'm making it. So first column, second and third one, and here again first row, second row and third row. तो ऐसा कर लेते हैं. There are 3 months here, so I'm writing the months here. तो January, February, March, and there are 3 institutes. Their names are Byju's, and then we have Allen, and then we have Unacademy. Okay, so there are 3 institutes who sold courses in 3 different months, and in January, now we're talking about in January, Byju's, so this one sold 20% more. किससे? 20% more courses than February. यानी कि जितने इसने February में सेल किए हैं उससे ज्यादा इसने 20% ज्यादा जनवरी में सेल किए, राइट? तो February में कितने थे? I don't know. So if I take it to be X, this becomes 1.2x. Yes or no? Is it okay? If it is X, then this is 1.2x. And to remove the decimal part, I can multiply it with 10 and then it will be 12, right? Anyway, so let's continue with this only and we can change them if required. आगे बढ़ते हैं. So now further it says ratio of courses sold by Allen in February. So Allen in February, so whatever would be this number. So this number, and to the Unacademy in March. Unacademy in March here. So these two numbers are in the ratio 8:5. That means if this value is 8y, then this is 5y. Yes or no? I don't know their actual values, but they are in the ratio 8:5. So I'm writing 8y and 5y. So how they are related, that we will see later. But we have used this information in this table. Let's move further. It says total number of courses sold by Byju's in 3 months together was 2270. So Byju का total जो है, that is 2270. Okay, so this is 2270. Fine, so that total information is given here. Now Allen sold 350 more courses than Unacademy in February. So Allen ने February में क्या किया है? 350. Allen sold, here it is. So Allen sold 350 more courses. Allen ने 350 ज्यादा सेल किए February में. किससे? Than Unacademy in February. तो Unacademy February में इससे 350 कम होंगे. तो this is 8y. We have already written that. This would be 8y minus 350. Yes or no? ठीक है ना? Is it fine so far? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now in February, Byju's. So in February, Byju's we have already written x, right? So right now we have used 2 variables. अगर इनको आपस में same variable की form में लिख लेंगे, that would make the things simpler. So in February, Byju's sold 75% of the courses sold by Allen in same month. तो Allen ने same month में सेल किए 8y. इसी February में तो Byju has sold 75% of that. तो 8y का 75%, 8 का 75% कितना होता है? 75% means 3/4, right? So 8 का 75% would be 6y. So basically this x is equal to 6y. Is it fine? This x is nothing but 6y. So I can replace this part here as well. Let's do it afterwards. आगे बोलता है, now this part is done. here we are here. Now there was decrease in 20% of course sold from February to March by Allen. तो यानी कि फरवरी से मार्च तक जाते जाते एलन का डिक्रीज हुआ है कितना 20%, राइट. देयर वाज अ डिक्रीज ऑफ 20% इन कोर्सेज सोल्ड फ्रॉम फरवरी टू मार्च बाय एलन. सो एलन ने फरवरी से मार्च में जाते हुए 20% कम कोर्सेज सेल किए हैं. इफ आई एम टेकिंग इट टू बी 8y ओनली, तो 8 का 20% कितना होगा 1.6. 1.6 कम कर देंगे, दैट वुड बी 6.4. दिस इज 6.4y. इज इट ओके सो फार? ठीक है ना सारी बात. सो ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. सो व्हाट एल्स नाउ? सो दिस इज डन. नाउ वी आर हियर. टोटल नंबर ऑफ कोर्सेज सोल्ड इन मार्च बाय 3 इंस्टीट्यूट्स टुगेदर was 2090. तो मार्च में सबका मिला के that was 2090. Okay, so right now we have these values 5y, 6.4y, but we do not have this value, and y is also not known to us. So still it is not exact values. We are not having exact values, but this information is there. Okay, so this part is done till here, and now we are on the last sentence here. Total number of courses sold by Unacademy in 3 months together. Unacademy, here it is. So 3 months together, this total was 1250. So this total is 1250. Let me write it here. And Allen sold 540 courses in January. So Allen ने जनवरी में 540 courses sell किए हैं. So this value is exactly 540. Okay, so first thing is that we have represented the whole information in the form of a table. And we can recheck it once again that we should not have missed any information, and then no need to see the paragraph again. We just need to work on this table. ठीक है ना? एक बार फिर से check करते हैं quickly. So it was mentioned here that these 3 institutes sold the courses in 3 different months. That's fine. Now in first sentence, right, in January Byju's, this one Byju's sold 20% more courses than February. तो फरवरी खुद से ही, तो फरवरी में जितने उसने सेल किए हैं उससे 20% ज्यादा यहाँ थे. तो y, this was x, so this is 1.2x. Fine, this is x and 1.2x. So this is done. Now ratio of courses sold by Allen in February to Unacademy in March. Unacademy in March, that was 8:5, right? So 8y, 5y, fine. Next, total number of courses sold by Byju's in 3 months together. Byju in 3 months together, that was 2270. That's okay. So right now we have only these 2 values. ये तो नहीं मालूम था अभी. और Allen sold 350 more courses than Unacademy in February. Allen sold 350 more courses than Unacademy in February. So February में Allen ने 350 ज्यादा courses sell किए हैं Unacademy से. तो Unacademy ने 350 कम sell किए हैं. That is 8y minus 350. 8y हमने पहले ही लिख लिया था. And in February, in same month, Byju sold 75% of the courses. Byju के 75% ही course sell हुए in comparison to Allen in the same month. So Allen has sold 8y, तो उसने 6y ही सेल की है. So from here we got the relation between x and y. तो x is equal to 6y. So let me replace here also. तो 6y को यहाँ पे x को put कर दूंगा तो 12 into 6 is 72. That gives me 7.2y. ठीक है ना? सभी को y में ही convert कर लेते हैं. Now x is gone. Further it says there was decrease in 20% of the courses sold from February to March by Allen. So Allen का February से March में there is a decrease of 20%. तो यहाँ पे 8y है तो ये 6.4y होगा. That's fine. And what next? So total number of courses sold in March by 3 institutes together. So March में तीनों का मिला के that was 2090. So that number we have already written here. This is 2090. And total number of courses sold by Unacademy in 3 months together. तो Unacademy का तीनों महीने का मिला के that was 1250. Here it is. And this last part, and Allen sold 514 January. 514 January. ठीक है, all the values we have written. Now these 2 boxes are empty. They can be easily filled by using these numbers, right? तो इन तीनों का sum हमें मालूम है, तो I can fill this number. I can fill this number also because this sum is known to me, and also this sum is known to me, so we can match that and we can find the value of variable also. It's little bit calculative, but not that much. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. This was the given information. Now what have we inferred out of this? Let's see. इसको अगर मैं ऐड करता हूं 7.2y, 6y, that makes it 13.2y. So using this total sum as 2270, this value comes out to be 2270 minus 6 and 7, 13. So this is 13.2y. Is it okay? Everyone agrees with that? ठीक है ना? I'm using the same variables which I had started with. So x 1.2x, then this is 8y, so now 8y, and then this is 6y, so x is equal to 6y. I'll just substitute the value of x in this case here, so that comes out to be 7.25. 7.2y and 6y makes it 13.2, or 13.2 subtract कर दूंगा इस total में से, तो I will get this value here. ठीक है ना? Now same way, this total I already know it is 2090. So using this equation, I can find out the value of y, isn't it? Let's do this. So this is 2270, I'm writing it here. This is 2270 minus 13.2y plus 6.4y and plus 5y, and that total is equal to 2090. Fine? This total is equal to 2090. Okay, let's add it up. So it comes out to be how much? 6 and 5, it is 11, 11.4. 11.4 is positive and this is negative, so 11 less करूंगा तो बचेगा 2.2, तो 2.2 में से 4 और less कर देते हैं, that would be 1.8, right? So that will go on that side. So 1.8y is equal to this 2090. On transposing the left hand side, it will become negative. So 2270 minus 2090. Let's simplify this. तो 2100 में तो 10 कम हो गया, 10 के बाद 170 and 10, that makes it 180. So 180 is equal to 1.8y, or basically y equals to 100. Is it fine? Is it fine? Please check everyone. Is it okay? That's it. That was the only calculation part. So based on all this information, we had filled that table. I have rechecked it also. And now by simplifying the simple equations, simple linear equations by adding, subtracting only, we got this value of variable y also. So that means we know all the values now, right? We know all the values now. I'm making this table again, and let's fill it and just answer the questions quickly, isn't it? So that, as I gave time to it, around 8 to 10 minutes. That's more than sufficient. More than sufficient. It is just going to take 2 to 3 minutes for you to write this table and fill it and simplify it and now put all the values. Then you just need to answer the questions. है ना? तो ठीक है, फटाफट से टेबल फिर से बनाते हैं. So I can fill it here only, or should I make a separate table? I'm making a separate table so that it will not be confusing. I'm making a separate table in the same order. So we are having Byju's, and then next is Alan, and then next is Unacademy, and we are having 3 months. One is January, February, and March. Fine. Remember that we have found the value of y as 100. Just put the value here. So y is 100. That comes out to be 500 here. This value is 6.4 into 100. That is 640. So this total, remember, total was 2090. So 6 and 5, 11, 1140. इसमें से less कर दोगे तो कितना आएगा? That would be 950. Right? You can recheck also. 6, 5, 11 and 9, 20, and 50 plus 40, 90. That's fine. So 650. This is 950 here. And here it was 6y. 6y means 600. And this was 7.2y. That is 720. And this total had to be 2270. Let's match it. Is it matches? So 7 and 6, 13, 13 and 9, 22, 2270. Yes, it is. Using them only we have got this answer. Fine. Let's move further. This is 8y. That means it is 800. And this value is going to be 350 less than 800. So 800 minus 350, how much it is? This is 450. Fine. And this value is given as it is 540. And now because this total sum was given as 1250, so this total sum is going to be 1250. 5 and 4, 9, 9 and 3, 12. So this is 300. 50 was already there, right? So that's it. We got all the values. Isn't it? Is it very difficult? Not at all. Not at all. Is it okay? I hope it's fine now. It's not lagging now, right? Are you able to see me now? Is it visible now? Okay. Yes, fine. Okay. So yes, so little bit confusions can be there. So that's why we prepared this table. सी टेबल बनाने का पर्पस यही था, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज DI, रिप्रेजेंटिंग द डेटा प्रॉपर्ली एंड देन इंटरप्रेटिंग इट. अगर मैं सिर्फ ये सेंटेंसेस को ही पढ़ रहा हूं, then it is certainly highly confusing. Highly confusing. So the moment you make up this table, still it is difficult to observe, right? Still it is difficult to observe. लेकिन जैसे ही now we simplify this part, because this sum is 2270 and this sum is 2090, and we have used all the single variable only. We have converted all the variables into single variable term. Right? जो x और y लिखा था सब कुछ y के terms में आ चुका है. So now it was very simple to find this value. So now it was certainly on a higher difficulty level than the previous sets. Right? Yes. Yes, paragraph made it difficult. Exactly, Tushar. So that's how representing the data in a proper manner is very important task. Sometimes that is represented already in the question, and sometimes you need to do it. Okay? Let's proceed further now. So we have got all the information now. So let's answer the questions which are given here. So I'm moving to the first question. It says, what is the difference between the total number of courses sold by Byju's and Alan in 3 months together? ठीक है, तो Byju और Alan का total का difference बताना है, right? So we can do it very easily. Let's go back to the table, and here it is. तो Byju का total कितना? That was already given, 2270. Let me write that. This is 2270. And what is the total for Alan? Can you do it? So this is 5 and 8, 13, 13 and 6 is 19, right? 1980 it is. It's 1980. So what's the difference? What's the difference? It's very simple. So अगर इसको 20 और ऐड कर दूं तो 2000 बन जाएगा, तो 270 plus 20, that makes it 290, right? So the answer to this first question becomes 290. So let's see the question here. So this option A is the right answer. Is it fine? Moving to the next one now. Moving to the next one. It says, find ratio of courses sold by Byju's in February and March together to courses sold by Unacademy in January and February together. तो Unacademy का तो भाई January, February and Byju का February, March. ठीक है, so we just need to see the table and get the answer. तो Byju का February, March, Unacademy का January, February. Okay, भूल ना जाना, इसी बल्ब लाना. Byju February, March. So Byju का February, March, that is 9 and 6, 1550. So 1550, I'm writing it here. And the दूसरा क्या था? Unacademy का ही था ना? Yes, Unacademy का January, February. Unacademy का January, February. So Unacademy का January, February is 750. So this ratio you need to find out now. How much it is? Can you simplify this? 155, 0 can be cancelled. So 155 and 75. Again, you can cancel the common factor 5. So that comes out to be 15. And here it is 5 3s are and 5, 31, right? So 31 is to 15, right? So the answer to second question is 31 is to 15. Let's see here. Yes, option B is the right answer. Is that fine? Moving to third one now. It says, courses sold by Byju's and Alan in February together. ठीक है, February में इन दोनों का Alan Byju का combined is what percentage approximate of courses sold by all three in January. ठीक है, तो Alan Byju का February में जो है वो कितना परसेंट है जनवरी के टोटल का, right? Let's go back to the table. So फिर से क्वेश्चन भूल जाता हूं. फरवरी में केवल ए और बी का. So फरवरी में ए और बी का कितना है? It is 1400. That's the value of courses sold by Byju and Alan in February only. We need to find out how much percentage this value is of what? Of the total courses sold by these three in January, right? So sold by these three in January together is how much? 7, 5, 12, 12 and 3, 1500, 1560 it is, right? So 1560. So 1400 by 1560 into 100. That's what we want to calculate, right? Can you solve it fast, please? देखो कितना आता है? I can cancel out this 0. If I approximately see, it is certainly less than 100%, right? It's less than 100%. You can calculate it exactly. Please tell me how much it is coming out to be. I can cancel out the common factor 4, but that won't be very helpful. But let's see. If I cancel out the common factor 4, so 4 3s are 12 and 4 9s are 36. Here 4 3s are 12 and 4 5s are 20. So 35 by 39 into 100, if I assume it to be 40, that would be 2.5, 35 into 70, 70 and 17, something around 87, 88, 90. Okay, fine. Approximately we were to calculate. So it's close to 88 basically, which I can see from here. So among the options, if you see, yes, close to 88 is 90% only. Yes, 89 point. Okay, fine. So the closest option here is 90%. ठीक है ना? Yes. Yes, question is asking about approximate value only. And even if it is not written approximate, still we will be writing this, we will be choosing this 90 only. ठीक है? Moving to the last question of this set, it says, find the total number of courses sold by all three institutes in 3 months together. That means we just need to add up all the numbers here, right? We just need to add up all the numbers here. It's again a very simple thing. So all these values have already been added. Let's add up this one also. So 5 and 4, 9, 9 and 3, 12, 1250 it is. So 1250. So we just need to find this total sum. Just need to find this total sum. तो इसमें 20 कम है, 20 स्कोर दे देते हैं यहाँ से, that will be 2000 and this is 2250 then, तो 2250 and 250, 250 यहाँ से डालते हैं 2500 हो जाएगा, तो 2500 और 1000, 3500, 3500 और 2000, तो 5500. yes 5500. Okay, so 5500 is the answer to this question. That is option number B. That was not a difficult set, but yes, calculative in terms of in comparison to the previous sets which we had done. So Shashwat is asking, what is the difficulty level of CAT set? Shashwat, I had already told you. So CAT does not have all questions of equal difficulty levels. I'm telling it again. Don't have any such mindset कि ये CAT के लेवल से आसान है, ये क्वेश्चन CAT के लेवल से मुश्किल है. CAT is not having any fixed level of difficulty. CAT has all sort of difficulty levels. So all the three different sets which we have done today so far, so there were different difficulty levels, right? First one was very easy, nothing was to be written there. Second set में थोड़ा सा लिखना पड़ा था, but it's okay. But in the third set, we had to make a table for sure. उस table के बाद भी उसको solve करके numbers निकालना पड़ा. After that, it was easier, right? After that, you were able to answer very fast. But before that, we had to do the groundwork, right? So all these different difficulty levels you are going to see in actual CAT as well, right? And this is about DI only. You will, in the future sessions, we will be having some marathon sessions of LR as well, है ना? और I think अभी एक दो सेशन शायद हो भी चुके हैं आपके LR के, और भी अभी आगे होने वाले हैं. So we'll be having many such sessions here. So basically all different type of things would be seeing कि कैसे कैसे difficulty level आपको एग्जाम में मिलते हैं. तो हर तरह के difficulty level मिलने वाले हैं ना, easy भी, medium भी, confusing भी. And I had already said that in an exam अगर कोई tough set है तो बहुत कम questions, कम लोग उसको solve कर रहे होंगे. CAT, by the way, CAT does not release this data. In some exams it is also released कि one question has been attempted by how many aspirants and how many have attempted it correctly and how many wrongly. कितने लोगों ने उसको सही सॉल्व किया, कितने लोगों ने गलत सॉल्व किया, है ना? दैट इज आल्सो देयर विद कैट, है ना? आईएम के पास वो डाटा भी है. दे जनरली डोंट रिलीज इट ओपनली, बट इन मेनी अदर एग्जाम्स दे रिलीज इट आल्सो. फ्रॉम दैट यू गेट टू नो कि व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल डिफिकल्टी लेवल ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ ऑल द एस्पिरेंट्स हु हैड टेकन दैट टेस्ट, है ना? एंड रिमेंबर, आई डोंट नो, यू certainly you do not know this, when CAT went online or basically computer based in the beginning phase regarding I'm talking about around 2008. मेरे ख्याल से आप सब लोग तो 2008 के आसपास के ही होंगे ना. What is your birth year, by the way? I think it is around 2008. By the way, there is one more set we are going to discuss today. We still have time. So 2008 के बाद जो है, 2008 was the last paper based test of CAT. After that, CAT went online. And there were many institutes at that time. I remember I started teaching just prior to that only, 2-3 years ago only, 2004, 5, 6 around I started. So 2008 was my first CAT which I personally attempted, and after that then I started attempting the computer based test as well. So लेकिन हुआ क्या था, 2008 was the first last paper based test. उसके बाद 2009 onwards it went online computer based test. तो उसमें क्या करते थे CAT, you know? So IIMs used to do that. They were using the previous year CAT question, जो paper based CAT के questions थे, they were using the same question as it is in the computer based format. And what was the reason of that? They were using those questions, responses on that question as the comparing factor कि हाउ द स्टूडेंट्स व्हिच आर अटेम्प्टिंग कैट दिस ईयर, हाउ डू दे फेयर इन कंपैरिजन टू द स्टूडेंट्स व्हिच अटेम्प्टेड दैट पेपर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर ईयर। तो वो जो पेपर बेस्ड टेस्ट का क्वेश्चन था कैट का, वो जिस साल पेपर में दिया था उस टाइम कितने लोगों ने उसे अटेम्प्ट किया था, कितनों ने सही किया था, कितनों ने गलत किया था, बेस्ड ऑन द इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ दैट प्रीवियस डेटा, नाउ दे वर कंपेयरिंग द प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट्स, प्रेजेंट एस्पिरेंट्स, कि अब ये इनमें से कितने लोग उसको अटेम्प्ट कर पा रहे हैं, कितने सही कर रहे हैं, कितने गलत कर रहे हैं। तो बेस्ड ऑन दैट दे वर जजिंग। सो दीज थिंग्स आर देयर। एनीवे, सो बेसिकली इन एग्जाम हमें इजी क्वेश्चंस ढूंढने हैं और उसको सॉल्व करना है, दैट्स द ओनली थिंग। बट फॉर द प्रैक्टिस पर्पस इन दिस प्रिपरेशन फेज वी नीड टू सॉल्व ईच एंड एवरी टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस। जितना ज्यादा प्रिपरेशंस करेंगे उतना ज्यादा अच्छे से हम कर पाएंगे, है ना। तुषार, थोड़ा सा एक क्वेश्चन अगला देख लेते हैं, ठीक है। यू कैन टेक इट एज, यू कैन सॉल्व इट ऑन योर ओन फर्दर। लेट्स, ये तो हमने, अच्छा ये सारे क्वेश्चन हम कर चुके हैं। सो आई विल जस्ट let's solve it together. I don't know whether it is visible properly or not. Let's solve this set together. I'm not giving you extra time to solve. Let's do it together. First confirm, is it visible or do I need to tell something? I think it is an image, so maybe some things may not be very easily visible. Okay, I think I can try something. Is it visible now? It's better now? Okay. See it now. Is it visible? Is it better? There's some star marks here in between, है ना? हाँ, ठीक है. Yes, I'm not. It's not the best visibility, but it is better than not being visible. Okay, I'm reading it for you, and let's solve it together. Let's do it together. A little bit, at least 1-2 questions. Let's try to understand what is the scenario here. So it's a different type of diagram you are seeing here. So you can see some star marks here, and they are having different colors. I'm not sure how much color is visible. So you can see X, Y, and Z. So X is slightly bluish, and Y is slightly slightly like orangish, and Z is grayish. So let me mention here, this is the X part here. I need to change. Maybe I need to change the color of the marker also so that it will be visible. So this part is X here, and Y is orangish. This is Y, and this is Z. This is for January month. Same way for February month. This blue part is X. This is X, and orange one, this one is Y, and this gray one, this is Z. Same way, this is X part, this is Y, and this is Z. Again, this blue part is X, this orange one is Y, and this gray one is Z. And same way, this blue star here, it is X, and orange star, this one is Y, and this gray one is Z. Okay, now it must be visible. Okay, now let's read it. I know that colors may not be very nicely visible, so that's why I have mentioned here. Now it must be visible. Now let's read what is given. What is the given information? So it says, Kathy, a mobile reseller, purchases 3 different models of used Samsung mobiles and sells them to her customers at a profit. ठीक है, तो यूज मोबाइल खरीद रहा है, जो भी है, हर बोला है, हर कस्टमर, तो फीमेल है. So and she is selling them at a profit. So at the beginning of each month she sets a fixed selling price for each model of mobile. तो सभी के लिए selling price fix कर दिया उसने, fixed selling price for each model. By the way, she is purchasing 3 different models. And what are 3 different models? These models are XYZ basically. These models are different XYZ. Okay, so now she sets a fixed selling price for each model of mobile every month, and which remains unchanged throughout the month. This price is determined based on the expected demand and the cost she incurs for that month. ठीक है, Kathy buys an equal number of mobiles of each model in bulk of all 3 models at the start of each month. तो हर महीने में तीनों ही मॉडल्स के इक्वल मोबाइल्स शी इज गेटिंग. ठीक है, तो Kathy buys an equal number of mobiles of each model in bulk of all the 3 models at the start of each month. तो हर महीने तीनों मॉडल्स के बहुत सारी क्वांटिटी में इक्वल मोबाइल शी इज परचेसिंग. Now and she sells her entire stock of mobiles by the month's end. तो महीने के स्टार्टिंग में मोबाइल खरीदे, एंड तक सारे बेच दिए. ठीक है, फिर दूसरे महीने में मोबाइल्स खरीदे, सारे बेच दिए, लाइक दैट शी इज डूइंग. नाउ द कॉस्ट पर मोबाइल दैट शी incurs means the cost price for her is the same for all three models of mobiles in any given month. The cost per mobile that she incurs is the same for all three models of mobiles in any given month. The graph below displays the profit percentage. This graph is displaying the profit percentage that Kathy earns from selling one mobile of each model between January and May. So the mobile models are X, Y, and Z. So now in this first sentence here it says the cost per mobile that she incurs is same for all three models in any given month. तो हर मंथ में तीनों मॉडल्स का प्राइस सेम है. Are you getting it? This sentence it says the cost per mobile that she incurs is same for all three models of mobiles in any given month. तो हर महीने में तीनों मोबाइल सेम प्राइस के हैं, उनको बेचती अलग अलग प्रॉफिट पे है. This profit percentage shown here. This is a profit percentage shown here. The graph displays the profit percentage that Kathy earns from selling one mobile of each model between January and May. The models are X, Y, Z. I hope this data is clear now. Is this data clear now to everyone? You can read it on your own for a minute and see if the information given is clear or not. Is it fine? So let me repeat, let me recapitulate what is given. So Kathy नाम की ये कि मोबाइल सेलर है. She is purchasing equal number of mobiles of three varieties X, Y, and Z every month. और बहुत सारे मोबाइल खरीदती है और सारे मोबाइल बेच देती है. Right at the beginning of the month, she purchases all the mobiles and the cost price of each mobile is also same. हर मॉडल का सबका प्राइस सेम है, लेकिन सबको अलग अलग प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज पे she is selling. And this chart here, this diagram here is just selling us the profit percentage. तो फॉर एग्जांपल जनवरी में X वाला जो मॉडल है वो 18% प्रॉफिट पे सेल कर रही है, राइट. Y वाले को 24% प्रॉफिट पे, Z वाले को 20% प्रॉफिट पे, एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है, दैट इज द इंफॉर्मेशन. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट इज गिवन फर्दर. That's it. Now we are having 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 questions. There are 4 questions based on this. Let's do them together. So let's read the first one. It says, if Kathy got an overall profit of 16,800, तो $16,800 का प्रॉफिट अगर उसे हुआ है जनवरी में, and she sold a total of 813 mobiles in that month, then what is the cost price to the nearest integer that she incurred from one mobile? तो हर मोबाइल का कोस्ट प्राइस कितना था, ये हमें बताना है. Can you suggest me how to solve it? Remember, cost price of each mobile was same. Yes or no? है ना? Cost price of each mobile was same. So let's come here. You can see all the things here. So cost price of each mobile was same, and Kathy got an overall profit of 16,800. So we are talking about month of January. So in month of January, as we had seen, so she has got 18% is profit, 20% is profit, and 24% is profit. 24% is profit. And because there are equal number of mobiles of each category, so overall profit, what would be that? That would be simply average of that, isn't it? Can you tell me that how much it would be? 20, 18, 20, 24 का average profit. That would be average profit. And there are total 813 mobiles. तो खैर इसको 3 से डिवाइड कर लेते हैं, that would be easier. तो 271 mobiles are giving you a profit of 18%, right? 18% of their cost price. So they are giving 18% cost price. तो cost price कितना है एक का, वही हमें बताना है. That is our question. Let it be X only. So 271 into X into 18%. 100 को बाहर ले लेते हैं. So 18 and this is 20 and this is 24. Is it fine? That is the total profit she is getting, and which is given equal to 16,800. 16,800. We just need to simplify the value of X. We need to find the value of X. So please find out कितना आ रहा है. So this would be 16,800 into 100 divided by 271 and also divided by this total value. How much it is? This is 22 यहाँ से उठा के इसको दे देंगे तो 62 it would be, right? 62. So that is the value of this X. The price, the cost price of each mobile. Just simplify this. Please calculate this expression. You can make use of mobiles, no issues. You can make use of calculator. That would be allowed in CAT as well. So basically, as some of you were thinking, is a calculative question or something. So calculation is not the main objective of CAT. CAT is giving you calculator for that. But what to calculate, that you need to understand. है ना? इसको solve करो तो कितना आ रहा है? 100. Let me use my mobile. 16800 into 100 divided by 271 and again divided by 62. Yes, it is 99.98, so it's close to 100. Right? It's close to 100. So the approximate price, cost price of each mobile is $100. Is that okay? Is it understood? बात समझ में आ गई है ना? ठीक है? Yes. Okay. I hope you have understood the calculation steps also. तो जो total profit था, total profit कैसे मिला? That's what we have calculated. कि there were total 813 mobiles sold and 813 क्योंकि तीनों equal ही मोबाइल सेल किए हैं, so 271 of each kind, right? तो 271 मोबाइल्स पे मुझे 18% प्रॉफिट मिला था, 271 पे 20%, 271 पे ही 24%. And percentage of what? The cost price of each mobile. That's what we wanted to figure out. So that's how we got this expression and finally found the value. So the cost price of each mobile approximately comes out to be $100. That was the question. So what is the cost price to the nearest integer that she incurred for one mobile? Okay, fine. Okay, I think we can end here, right? So I would prefer to end at this point. So let's stop here. And if there's any query, anything you want to say, you can tell me. I would love to have your feedbacks for the session. It would be very kind of you to share your feedback for the session. Our time is almost up, and in the next session, in the coming sessions, we'll be doing many more things. So I think, fine, it's visible now. Okay. So if you have any query, anything you want to say, anything you want to ask, you can tell me, you can ask me, and you can share your feedback, of course, through text only, because there is no other way. And it's done from my side. Thank you everyone for joining here, and I will welcome you to the further sessions as well. So remain in touch, and those who are already joined, who are already in one of the batches of our iQuanta, so we shall be having further classes. And those who are joining at this platform only, on this YouTube only, so you can have our further marathon session also. You can attend in further sessions as well. Thank you there, Pawan, for your nice comments. It was a fruitful session. Thanks, Apurv. And Atharv says, can I follow to iQuanta for self-preparation? Yes, certainly. Why not, Atharv? There are so many resources available. Please go ahead. And all the best. Kakara Yashaswini, thank you for your nice words. Thank you, Shrestha. And how can I increase the speed for doing DI questions? Just practice, nothing else. I told you, अरे बाबा मैं कितने सालों से कर रहा हूँ, I was not able to do 100% paper. I was actually very lethargic also in my CAT experience, which I shared with you, but it is not required. But as I suggested, just give your 100%. Whatever best you can, do that. At the end of test, you should be satisfied कि भाई मैं जितना कर सकता था, जितना बेस्ट कर सकता था, as per my present situation, I did that. You should be satisfied that you gave your 100%, right? You should be satisfied with that. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि अरे यार वो तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं, अरे यार ये मैं कर सकता था, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. For that purpose only preparation, this practice we are doing, right? The purpose of preparation and practice is that only, that you should be able to give your 100%. Don't look for the outcome. Don't don't worry for the outcome, outcome will be given by the higher authorities, isn't it? So just be cool and be relaxed and just give your 100%. And to increase your 100%, prepare, plan. Fine. Okay. And we have Ashish. आप बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं. धन्यवाद आशीष जी. Thank you, sir, for this session. It will be helpful in upcoming live classes. Yes, certainly there will be many more classes here, and in our batches also we are going to have regular classes. I think tomorrow also we are having a class in that CAT 2025 batch. And what else? Piyush, according daily कितने sets करने चाहिए? If you can spare time, Piyush, तो I would suggest at least one set लेके चलो, daily एक set कर लो, बहुत है ना, बहुत है. It's not required, sometimes out of passion. आज मेरा बहुत मन कर रहा है DI solve करने का, LR solve करने का, puzzle solve करने का. तो एक दिन आपने लगातार बहुत सारे questions कर लिए, and then for many days you are out of touch, है ना. So consistency is more required, right? So I would suggest Piyush, if you are able to spare time, so try to be regular and solve at least one set daily, because there are many other things also to do, है ना. तो daily एक set solve कर लो, sufficient, more than sufficient. Okay, how I can increase my speed, that's we have discussed. Practice. What else? Atharv, your teaching style is best. Okay, thanks for that, Atharv. What else? Apurva, this was my first marathon. Oh, good. I was able to attend because on weekdays I have college at that time. When I come back in, already the time for live classes. Okay, no problem, Apurva. And if possible for you, then you can watch the recordings. All recordings are already available. So as per whatever time you get, you may use that. Okay. Tushar is saying I'm not attending college classes. Okay, thank you everyone. So we shall end it here. So it was my great pleasure to be with all of you, and thanks for being here till the end of the session. Thank you very much and all the best. Hare Krishna. So I'm ending this live stream now.